You are not here by accident. You are not some random collection of cells that happen to come together through blind chance. There is something magnificent within you, something that has been there since before you were born, something that will remain long after your body returns to the earth. And that something is calling to you right now, asking you to wake up to the truth of who you really are. The impossible is only impossible because you have agreed that it is. You have taken on beliefs that were handed to you by others, beliefs that limit you, beliefs that keep you small, beliefs that tell you what you cannot do and what you cannot have and what you cannot become. But those beliefs are not yours. They never were. They are like clothing that someone else wore, and you simply put them on because everyone around you was wearing the same thing, but you can take them off. You can stand naked in the truth of your being and see that you are unlimited, that you are boundless, that you are connected to the same source that creates galaxies and atoms and everything in between. When you were born, you did not doubt yourself. You did not look at your tiny hands and think, I will never be able to do anything with these. You did not question whether you deserved to be fed or held or loved. You simply were. You existed in a state of pure being, connected to the source of all creation, trusting completely in the universe to provide for you, and it did every single time. You cried when you needed something, and it came. You reached out, and hands were there to catch you. You were living proof that when you align yourself with the creative power of the universe, everything you need flows to you effortlessly. But then something happened. You started to learn. You started to absorb the beliefs of the world around you. You heard the word no. You heard the word cannot. You heard the word impossible. And slowly, bit by bit, you began to forget the truth of who you are. You began to believe that you are separate from the source, that you are alone, that you must struggle and fight and claw your way through life to get what you need. You began to believe that some things are just not meant for you, that some dreams are too big, that some goals are out of reach. But what if I told you that every single thing you have been taught about limitation is a lie? What if I told you that the universe does not know the word impossible? What if I told you that the same intelligence that orchestrates the seasons, that causes your heart to beat without you thinking about it, that heals your cuts and grows your hair and digests your food, that same intelligence is within you right now, waiting for you to align with it so that it can manifest through you. You see, manifestation is not some mystical process that only special people can access. It is not reserved for saints or gurus or those who have spent decades meditating in caves. Manifestation is your natural state. It is what you have been doing your entire life, whether you realized it or not. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every emotion you feel is sending out a signal to the universe, and the universe is responding to that signal by bringing you experiences that match it. When you think thoughts of lack, you get more lack. When you think thoughts of limitation, you get more limitation. When you think thoughts of fear and doubt and worry, you get more things to fear and doubt and worry about. This is not punishment. This is not the universe being cruel. This is simply the law. This is how creation works. You are a creator. You are always creating. The question is not whether you are creating, but what you are creating. Most people spend their entire lives creating by default. They wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking about all the things that are wrong, all the problems they have to face, all the reasons why their life is difficult. They turn on the news and fill their minds with stories of tragedy and conflict and division. They talk to their friends and family about their struggles and complaints. They go to work and participate in gossip and negativity. And then they wonder why their life does not change, why the same problems keep showing up, why they feel stuck in patterns that repeat over and over again. But you can choose differently. You can decide right now, in this very moment, that you are going to become a conscious creator. You are going to take responsibility for the thoughts you think and the words you speak and the beliefs you hold. You are going to stop blaming your circumstances and your past and other people for where you are in life. You are going to recognize that everything in your life right now is a reflection of what has been going on inside of you. And if you want your life to change, you must first change what is happening within you. This is not always easy to hear. There is a part of us that wants to resist this truth, that wants to say, but you do not understand my situation. You do not know what I have been through. You do not know how hard my life has been. And that may all be true. You may have faced challenges that would break most people. You may have experienced pain and loss and betrayal. You may have been dealt a hand that seems unfair. But here's what I know with absolute certainty. Your past does not have to determine your future. What happened to you does not have to define you. You are not your circumstances. You are not your history. You are not your story. You are the awareness that is aware of all of these things, and that awareness is free. That awareness is unlimited. That awareness is connected to infinite intelligence and infinite possibility. When you make the decision to align yourself with this truth, when you make the choice to live from your highest self rather than from your ego, everything begins to shift. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of life and start seeing yourself as the creator of your life. You stop waiting for things to change and start being the change. You stop looking outside yourself for validation and approval and happiness and start finding all of those things within you. And here is where it gets really interesting. When you change your inner world, your outer world has no choice but to change as well. It is law. It is physics. It is the way the universe operates. You are not separate from the world around you. You are intimately connected to everything and everyone. You are like a radio transmitter, constantly broadcasting a signal, and the universe is like a radio receiver, constantly picking up that signal and sending back to you experiences that match it. So if you want to manifest something in your life, if you want to bring something from the invisible realm of pure potential into the visible realm of physical reality, you must first become a vibrational match to what you want. You must think the thoughts that someone who already has what you want would think. You must feel the feelings that someone who already has what you want would feel. You must act in the ways that someone who already has what you want would act. This is not about pretending. This is not about denying your current reality or putting on a fake smile when you feel terrible inside. This is about understanding that your current reality is old news. It is the result of thoughts and beliefs and emotions you had in the past. It is not set in stone. It is not permanent. It is simply feedback showing you what you have been creating up until now. And if you do not like what you see, you have the power to create something different. But you must be willing to do the inner work. You must be willing to look at the beliefs that are running your life, many of which are unconscious, and question them. You must be willing to release the thoughts and patterns that no longer serve you. You must be willing to forgive those who have hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because carrying resentment and anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You must be willing to let go of your attachment to how things should be and open yourself to the infinite possibilities of what could be. This is where most people get stuck. They want things to change, but they are not willing to change themselves. They want a different result, but they keep thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same feelings, taking the same actions. They want the universe to bend to their will, but they are not willing to bend to the universe. They want to control everything, to know exactly how things will unfold, to have a guarantee that if they do X, they will get Y. But life does not work that way. Creation does not work that way. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You do not stand over it and worry and fret and doubt. You simply trust. You trust in the intelligence of nature. You trust that the seed knows what to do. You trust that if you provide the right conditions, water and sunlight and good soil, the seed will sprout and grow and eventually produce fruit. And you do not question this. You do not say, but how does the seed know to become a tomato plant? How does it know to grow roots down and stems up? How does it know when to flower and when to fruit? You simply trust in the process. This is exactly how manifestation works. You plant the seed of your desire by thinking about what you want, by feeling into the emotion of already having it, by taking inspired action when the universe nudges you. And then you let go. You release your attachment to the outcome. You stop trying to control exactly how it will happen or when it will happen or who will be involved. You simply trust that if the desire is in your heart, it is because you are meant to experience it, and the universe is already orchestrating all the people and circumstances and events necessary to bring it to you. But here is what happens for most people. They plant the seed, and then immediately they start digging it up with doubt. They start thinking, this is never going to work. Who am I to have this? This is too good to be true. Other people can manifest things, but not me. I have tried before, and it did not work. What if I fail? What if I look foolish? What if people judge me? And all of these thoughts are like pouring poison on the seed. They kill it before it ever has a chance to grow. Or they plant the seed and then they become impatient. They want results immediately. They want proof that it is working. They want a sign that they are on the right track. And when they do not see immediate evidence in the physical world, they give up. They decide that manifestation does not work, that this is all just positive thinking nonsense, that they should just accept their lot in life and stop dreaming of something better. But manifestation requires patience. It requires trust. It requires faith. And I do not mean faith in some external deity or religious doctrine. I mean faith in yourself, faith in the creative power that lives within you, faith in the intelligence of the universe, faith that you are being guided and supported and loved even when you cannot see the evidence of it yet. There is a gestation period for everything. A human baby takes 9 months to grow in the womb. An oak tree takes decades to reach its full height. Your desires have their own timing as well. Some things manifest quickly, within days or weeks. Other things take months or years. But if you remain aligned with your desire, if you continue to think thoughts that support it, if you continue to feel feelings that match it, if you continue to take actions that move you in that direction, it must manifest. It is law. And here is something that most people do not understand. The universe does not care about the size of your desire. It does not say, oh, that is too big for you. That is impossible. You are asking for too much. The effort required to manifest a parking space is the same as the effort required to manifest $1 million. The only difference is your belief about what is possible for you. When you ask for a parking space, you do not doubt that it will appear. You simply know that there will be a spot for you when you get there. You feel relaxed about it. You trust it. You might even say a little prayer or set an intention, and then you let it go. You do not spend the entire drive there worrying about whether there will be a space. You do not create backup plans in case there is not a space. You do not tell yourself stories about all the times there was not a space. You simply expect it, and more often than not, it appears. This is the same energy you need to bring to all of your desires. You need to expect them to show up. You need to relax about them. You need to trust that they are already on their way to you. And you need to let go of the how. The how is not your job. Your job is to hold the vision. Your job is to align your energy with what you want. Your job is to follow the guidance that comes to you. But the how is the universe's job. And the universe is far more creative and far more intelligent than your limited human mind could ever be. When you try to figure out the how, when you try to control the process, when you try to make it happen through force and effort and struggle, you actually push your desire away. You send a signal to the universe that says, I do not trust you. I do not believe you can deliver this to me. I have to do it all myself. And when you send that signal, the universe says, okay, you want to do it yourself? Go ahead. Good luck with that. And then you find yourself working harder and harder, getting more and more frustrated, feeling more and more exhausted, and wondering why things are not working out the way you hoped. But when you relax into trust, when you surrender to the flow of life, when you allow the universe to surprise and delight you with the ways it delivers your desires, life becomes magical. Synchronicities start happening. The right people show up at the right time. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. Doors open that you did not even know existed. And you find yourself being pulled toward your dreams rather than pushing toward them. This is what it means to be in the flow. This is what it means to align with source energy. This is what it means to let the impossible become possible. Because when you get yourself out of the way, when you stop blocking the flow with your doubt and fear and need to control, the universe can move through you in ways that will astound you. Now, I want to talk about making this a routine, because that is really the key to consistent manifestation. You cannot just think positive thoughts once in a while and expect your life to transform. You cannot meditate for 5 minutes one day and then spend the rest of the week complaining and worrying and focusing on what is wrong. You cannot align with your highest self for a few moments and then immediately go back to your old patterns and habits and expect to see lasting change. Manifestation must become a way of life. It must become your routine. It must become as natural to you as breathing. You must wake up every single morning and consciously choose to align yourself with source energy. You must consciously choose to think thoughts that support your desires rather than thoughts that sabotage them. You must consciously choose to feel good, not because everything in your life is perfect, but because feeling good is your natural state, and it is the frequency at which miracles occur. This does not mean you will never have a bad day. This does not mean you will never feel sad or angry or frustrated. You are human. You have emotions. Those emotions are valid and they need to be felt and honored. But you do not have to set up camp in those emotions. You do not have to make them your home. You can feel them, you can acknowledge them, you can let them move through you, and then you can gently guide yourself back to alignment. And the more you practice this, the easier it becomes. At first, it might feel like you are constantly catching yourself in negative thoughts, constantly having to redirect your attention, constantly having to remind yourself of the truth. But over time, it becomes automatic. Your default setting shifts from fear to love, from lack to abundance, from limitation to possibility. You start to naturally see the good in situations. You start to naturally expect things to work out. You start to naturally trust the process of life. This is when manifestation becomes effortless. This is when the impossible starts showing up in your life on a regular basis. This is when you look around and realize that your entire reality has transformed, not because you worked harder or got lucky, but because you changed who you were being. Let me share something with you that might seem radical. You do not have to earn your desires. You do not have to prove that you are worthy of them. You do not have to jump through hoops or pass tests or suffer enough before you are allowed to have what you want. You are worthy simply because you exist. You are worthy because you are a creation of the divine. You are worthy because the same source energy that creates everything is within you right now. But somewhere along the way, you were taught that you have to earn love, that you have to earn approval, that you have to earn your place in the world. You were taught that you are not good enough as you are, that you need to be better, do more, have more before you are acceptable. And so you have been running on this treadmill your entire life, trying to prove your worth, trying to be enough, trying to finally reach that place where you can relax and feel okay about yourself. But what if you just stopped? What if you just decided right now that you are enough exactly as you are? What if you decided that your worth is not up for debate, that it is not something you have to earn or prove, that it simply is? What if you gave yourself permission to want what you want without feeling guilty or selfish or greedy? What if you allowed yourself to receive without feeling like you have to give something in return? This is the shift that changes everything. When you stop trying to earn your good and simply allow yourself to receive it, when you stop feeling like you have to justify your desires and simply own them, when you stop apologizing for wanting more and simply claim it, the universe rushes to meet you. Because the universe is not judging you. The universe is not withholding from you. The universe is not testing you to see if you are worthy. The universe is simply responding to your energy, and when your energy says, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am ready to receive, the universe says, yes, you are. Here you go. But when your energy says, I am not sure I deserve this, I do not know if I am good enough, I am afraid of what people will think, the universe says, okay, I will match that energy and give you more experiences of not being sure, not being good enough, and caring too much about what people think. So your work is to clean up your energy. Your work is to become aware of the beliefs and thoughts and patterns that are creating your current reality, and to consciously choose new ones. Your work is to catch yourself when you are thinking thoughts of lack or limitation or fear, and to gently redirect your attention to thoughts of abundance and possibility and love. Your work is to treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion and patience that you would offer to a small child who is learning something new. Because you are learning something new, you are learning to be a conscious creator. You are learning to work with the laws of the universe rather than against them. You are learning to trust in something greater than your ego mind. And this takes practice. It takes repetition. It takes commitment. But I promise you it is worth it. When you make alignment your routine, when you make feeling good your priority, when you make trusting the universe your default setting, your life becomes a reflection of that. You start to notice that things work out for you more often than not. You start to see evidence of support and guidance everywhere you look. You start to experience what people call good luck, or being in the right place at the right time, but you will know the truth. You will know that it is not luck, it is not coincidence. It is you, finally aligned with who you really are, finally allowing the universe to deliver to you all the good that has always been available to you. And the beautiful thing is, the more you experience this, the stronger your faith becomes. The more you see evidence of the universe supporting you, the easier it becomes to trust. The more you watch your desires manifest, the less you doubt. And before you know it, you are living in a completely different reality than you were before, not because the world changed, but because you changed. You changed your beliefs. You changed your thoughts. You changed your energy. And the world had no choice but to reflect that change back to you. Now, I want to address something that comes up for a lot of people. They say, but if I can manifest anything I want, why would I ever experience anything negative? Why would I ever have problems or challenges or difficulties? And this is a great question, because it gets to the heart of what manifestation really is. Manifestation is not about creating a life where nothing ever goes wrong. It is not about avoiding all discomfort or challenge or growth. It is about learning to see everything that happens in your life as happening for you, not to you. It is about understanding that even the things that seem negative or difficult or unwanted are actually serving your highest good in some way, even if you cannot see it in the moment. Sometimes challenges show up in your life to help you grow. Sometimes they show up to redirect you towards something better. Sometimes they show up to teach you lessons that you need to learn. Sometimes they show up to strengthen you, to build your faith, to help you develop qualities like resilience and courage and compassion. And when you can see challenges this way, when you can ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Everything shifts. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being a student of life. You stop resisting what is and start flowing with it. You stop fighting against the current and start swimming with it. And you find that even in the midst of difficulty, there is peace. Even in the midst of uncertainty, there is trust. Even in the midst of not knowing how it will all work out, there is a quiet confidence that it will. This is spiritual maturity. This is what it means to truly align with source energy. It is not about only feeling good when things are going your way. It is about maintaining your connection to source regardless of what is happening around you. It is about knowing that you are safe, that you are loved, that you are supported, no matter what the external circumstances look like. And when you can maintain this connection, when you can stay in alignment even when things feel hard, that is when you become truly powerful. That is when you become unstoppable. Because nothing outside of you can shake you. Nothing outside of you can determine your state of being. You are anchored in something so much deeper, so much more real, so much more eternal than the temporary circumstances of your life. This is the ultimate freedom. This is what all the great spiritual teachers have been pointing to for thousands of years. This is what is meant by statements like, the kingdom of heaven is within you, or you are the light of the world. It is not metaphor, it is not poetry, it is literal truth. You are an expression of the divine. You are source energy in human form. And when you remember this, when you live from this knowing, impossibility becomes a meaningless word. Because how can anything be impossible for source energy? How can anything be too big or too difficult or too far out of reach for the intelligence that created the entire universe? It cannot. The only thing that makes something seem impossible is your belief that you are separate from that intelligence, your belief that you are small and limited and powerless. But that belief is not true. It never was. It is an illusion that you have been carrying, and you can set it down anytime you choose. So right now, in this moment, I invite you to set it down. I invite you to release the belief that you are not enough, that you cannot have what you want, that your dreams are too big or too unrealistic. I invite you to release the stories you have been telling yourself about why things cannot work out for you, about why you are different from everyone else, about why the universe might work for other people but not for you. All of those stories are lies. All of those beliefs are false. They are not based in truth. They are based in fear, in conditioning, in the limited perspective of the ego mind. And you are so much more than your ego mind. You are infinite consciousness having a temporary human experience. And that infinite consciousness knows no limits. It knows no restrictions. It knows no impossibilities. When you align yourself with this truth, when you live from this awareness, your life becomes a testament to what is possible. You become living proof that miracles are real, that magic exists, that the universe is always conspiring on your behalf. And not only do you transform your own life, but you become a light for others. You become an example of what is possible when you let go of limitation and step into your power. You inspire others to do the same. You help raise the consciousness of the entire planet simply by being who you truly are. This is your purpose. This is why you are here. Not to struggle and suffer and barely get by, not to play small and hide your light and settle for less than you deserve, but to shine, to create, to express, to experience the fullness of life in all its beauty and wonder and magnificence. To know yourself as the powerful creator that you are, to manifest your deepest desires and wildest dreams and most impossible seeming goals, and in doing so, to show others what is possible for them as well. So make this your routine. Wake up every morning and connect with source energy. Spend time in meditation or prayer or simply sitting in silence. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? What do I want to create today? Who do I want to be today? And then make choices throughout your day that align with those answers. Choose thoughts that feel good. Choose words that uplift. Choose actions that move you toward your desires. And when you catch yourself slipping into old patterns, when you notice yourself thinking thoughts of fear or doubt or limitation, simply pause, take a breath, and gently redirect yourself. Say to yourself, that is not true. That is not who I am. I am choosing differently now. Do this over and over again, day after day, moment after moment. Make it your practice. Make it your path. Make it your way of life. And I promise you, you will begin to see changes. Small at first, perhaps, little synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, shifts in perspective. But over time, those small changes will add up to massive transformation. Your life will look completely different. You will look at yourself and wonder how you ever believed you were limited. You will look at your circumstances and be amazed at how much they have shifted. You will look at your dreams and realize they are no longer dreams, they are your reality. This is what is possible for you. This is what is waiting for you. Not someday in the future, not after you do enough work or heal enough wounds or become a better person, but right now, in this very moment. You have access to infinite creative power. You have the ability to manifest anything your heart desires. You have the capacity to transform your entire life. The only question is, will you choose to use it? Will you choose to step into your power? Will you choose to release the limitations that have been holding you back? Will you choose to trust in the universe and in yourself? Will you choose to make alignment your routine, manifestation your practice, and creation your way of life? I hope you will, because the world needs you. The world needs your light. The world needs your gifts. The world needs you to be fully expressed, fully alive, fully yourself. And you cannot do that when you are playing small, when you are letting fear run your life, when you are believing in impossibility. So let go of impossibility. Let go of limitation. Let go of every story and belief and pattern that says you cannot have what you want. And step into the truth of who you are. Step into your power. Step into your magnificence. Step into the knowing that you are a creator, that you are divine, that you are unlimited in every way. And then watch as the impossible becomes possible. Watch as your life transforms in ways you could never have anticipated. Watch as doors open and opportunities appear and miracles become your new normal. Watch as you become living proof that when you align with Source, when you trust in the universe, when you believe in yourself, anything and everything is possible. This is my invitation to you. This is my challenge to you. This is my promise to you. You are more powerful than you know. You are more capable than you believe. You are more deserving than you have been taught. And you have everything you need within you right now to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. So what are you waiting for? The universe is ready. Source energy is ready. Your highest self is ready. The only person who needs to be ready is you. And you can choose to be ready right now. You can choose to say yes to yourself, yes to your dreams, yes to the magnificent life that is waiting for you. Make alignment your routine. Make manifestation your practice. Make creation your way of life. And watch as even the impossible manifests before your very eyes. This is your birthright. This is your truth. This is who you really are. So claim it, own it, live it, and become the powerful creator you were always meant to be. There is something else I need to share with you. Something that will accelerate your manifestation beyond what you thought possible. It is the power of gratitude. Not gratitude as a technique or a tool or something you do to get what you want, but gratitude as a state of being, gratitude as a way of moving through the world. Gratitude as the natural response when you recognize that everything in your life, absolutely everything, is a gift. When you live in gratitude, you are sending the most powerful signal possible to the universe. You are saying, I have more than enough, I am blessed, I am abundant, and the universe, responding to that signal, brings you more to be grateful for. It is a beautiful cycle that builds upon itself. The more grateful you are, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more grateful you become. And on it goes, lifting you higher and higher into frequencies where miracles are commonplace. But most people have this backwards. They say, I will be grateful when I get what I want. I will be grateful when my life improves. I will be grateful when things work out. But that is like saying, I will turn on the light when I can see. The light must come first. The gratitude must come first. You must be grateful now, in this moment, for what you already have, even if it is not everything you want yet. Because the feeling of gratitude is what opens the door for more good to flow into your life. Look around you right now. What can you be grateful for? Can you see? Then be grateful for your eyes. Can you hear? Then be grateful for your ears. Can you breathe? Then be grateful for your lungs. Are you alive? Then be grateful for the miracle of your existence. These things seem so simple, so basic, that we forget they are extraordinary. We forget that every breath we take is a gift. We forget that every beat of our heart is a miracle. We forget that the very fact that we are conscious, that we are aware, that we exist at all, is the most improbable and magnificent thing in the entire universe. When you remember this, when you truly feel the weight of this gift of life, gratitude wells up inside you naturally. You do not have to force it or manufacture it. It simply is. And from that place of genuine appreciation, you become magnetic to more blessings. You become a match for the frequency of abundance. You become someone the universe loves to give to because you appreciate what you receive. Now, here is another truth that will serve you well on this path of manifestation. You must learn to detach from the outcome while still holding the vision. This seems like a contradiction, but it is not. It is one of the most important balances you will learn to strike. You must care deeply about your desires, feel passionately about what you want to create, hold the vision clearly in your mind and heart, but at the same time, you must release your grip on exactly how it shows up, when it shows up, and what form it takes. This is the difference between attachment and intention. Intention is clear and focused. It knows what it wants. It moves toward its goal with purpose. But attachment is desperate and grasping. It needs things to be a certain way. It collapses into fear when things do not go according to plan. Intention trusts, attachment controls. Intention allows, attachment demands. Intention flows with life. Attachment fights against it. When you can hold your vision with intention but without attachment, you create space for the universe to surprise you. You allow for possibilities you have not even considered. You open yourself to receiving your desire or something better. And often, the universe delivers something so much better than what you originally asked for that you look back and laugh at how small your initial request was. This requires a profound trust in the benevolence of the universe. It requires believing that you live in a friendly universe that wants you to succeed, that is always working on your behalf, that is orchestrating events and circumstances in ways you cannot see or understand from your limited vantage point. And when you truly believe this, when you trust this at the core of your being, you can relax. You can let go. You can stop trying to force and control and make things happen, and instead allow them to unfold naturally. This does not mean you become passive. This does not mean you sit around doing nothing and wait for things to fall into your lap. Inspired action is still part of the equation. When you feel called to do something, when an idea pops into your head, when an opportunity presents itself, you act on it. But there is a difference between inspired action and forced action. Inspired action feels light, it feels exciting, it feels like, yes, this is right. Forced action feels heavy, it feels like struggle, it feels like, I have to do this, or nothing will work out. Learn to tell the difference. Learn to feel into your body and notice what kind of action you are taking. Are you moving from a place of trust and flow, or from a place of fear and force. Your body always knows the truth. Your body never lies. So listen to it, honor it. Let it guide you toward actions that are aligned and away from actions that are not. And as you move through your days, taking inspired action when called, resting when needed, trusting in the process, remember this: you are never alone. You are always supported. You are always guided. There is an intelligence within you that knows the way. Some people call it intuition, some call it the higher self, some call it the voice of God. The name does not matter. What matters is that you learn to hear it and trust it. This voice speaks to you in the quiet moments. It whispers to you through your feelings. It guides you through signs and synchronicities. It shows up as hunches and gut feelings and sudden knowing. And the more you pay attention to it, the more you act on it, the stronger it becomes. You begin to develop a relationship with this inner guidance system, and life becomes less about figuring everything out with your logical mind and more about following the breadcrumbs that are laid before you. This is how you walk the path of least resistance. This is how you allow life to be easy. Because when you are connected to your inner guidance, when you are following the flow of source energy, doors open effortlessly. Things fall into place. People show up right when you need them. Resources appear exactly when required. And you find yourself saying, I could not have planned this better myself, because you could not have. Your human mind is brilliant, but it is limited. It can only see so far. It can only consider so many variables. But your inner guidance is connected to infinite intelligence. It sees everything. It knows everything. And it is always leading you toward your highest good. So make space for stillness. Make space for silence. Make space to listen to that quiet voice within. In our busy, noisy, distracted world, this is revolutionary. This is radical. This is counter to everything you have been taught about productivity and achievement and making things happen. But I promise you, the time you spend in silence and stillness is the most productive time you will ever invest. Because it is in those moments that you receive the guidance that will save you years of struggle. It is in those moments that clarity comes. It is in those moments that you remember who you are and why you are here. And finally, understand that this path is not about reaching some destination where everything is perfect and you never have to grow or learn or change again. This path is about the continual expansion of your consciousness. It is about becoming more and more of who you truly are. It is about peeling away the layers of false identity that you have accumulated over your lifetime until you stand naked in the truth of your being. And that truth is love. That truth is peace. That truth is joy. That truth is the recognition that you and Source are one, that you have never been separate, that separation was only ever an illusion. When you know this, really know this in every cell of your body, manifestation is no longer something you do. It is simply what happens as a natural byproduct of who you are being. You become a walking manifestation, a living demonstration of what is possible when a human being aligns with their divine nature. Your very presence uplifts others. Your energy heals. Your life becomes a blessing to all who encounter you. And you realize that this was always the point. Not to get more stuff or achieve more goals or prove anything to anyone, but to remember the truth of your being and to live from that truth every single day. This is the highest manifestation. This is the impossible made possible. This is you finally home.